hop off the plane, hit the ground running.
What's up, y'all? It's TTD. We got my man L-Finguz in the building. What's good, man? How you doing?
What the fuck it do, man?
What's good, man? First of all, before we start this off, I want to say that The Resurrection is probably one of my favorite hip-hop albums of this whole year.
Thank you so
The only
much.
reason why is because of like the beats were so like fucking different from a lot of the shit that I was hearing. Like a lot of this shit it sounded like different than a lot of the West Coast shit that I hear nowadays, because it's like fucking a lot of the people that we have nowadays, of course, is like West Coast artists like Blueface. It sounds kind of like laid back in a kind of sense. How'd you meet up with Suga Free for The Resurrection at first?
Man, I've been knowing Sugar Free over 10 years.
Really? I think you produced on a song on his 2004 project. I forgot which one it was called, but
I think it's 2007, 2008. That
2000. It is what it is.
Project.
Oh, you did it? Is what it is.
That's when I met him in Arizona, and it was crazy, man. Yeah.
How'd that come about though? It was at a show, or it was at a studio?
I was working with this label in Phoenix, Arizona, and my boy hit me. He's like, man, Sugar Free coming to town. I'm like, what? I was in Vegas at the time, visiting my sister. I'm like, what? I hurry up. I jumped on a plane. Long story short, man, I put one beat on the CD, and that beat was "Keep Up the Bad Work." And then after that, it was over. We just locked in from there. That's a real good.
From there on, you started working with Suga Free as a whole, like as a main artist, or
we did that. We did the Small Finger album, and then he took a break on music, and he came to Vegas like last winter. I went and met up with him at Percy's shop. Percy got a store out there, so I met up with him and Ted, and he was like, man, you need to go ahead and come on to the mountain. I'm like,
oh, you went to Big Bear to record that shit?
Yeah, I went to Big Bear. And he's like, I'm like, you for sure? Like, hell yeah. So, man, I went and grabbed my lab, and man, we got to cooking. When kissed my kids and told them I'm finna go take a little vacation and go do this work, and then we made like at least 30 songs. It's a lot of songs that we ain't even put on the album.
Was Quick in any of the sessions that you were in?
Nah, it was just me and Free.
It was just you and Free?
Yeah. I wish Quick was there though.
I know.
On some other shit, Quick is a legend.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite producers, like
same,
like of all the West Coast and just everything.
Yeah.
Like he's just like one of my favorites. Like everything about him is just like has like a smooth, concise type of beat to it.
He's a genius, man, and they all dope. You know what I mean? All the West Coast legends, producers, I love them all. You know what I mean?
Who do you fuck with nowadays from the West Coast?
As far as like producers?
Yeah, because we just had Yike Mike on the show.
Man, I love Yike Mike's music, man. That's a little homie and shit, man.
Yeah, he's got a lot of dope shit.
I love his music. He's dope. Papa Got Beats, dope. Sorry J Nari, dope.
You vote with Ladiano?
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, he was on like a lot of he was on the Respect My Crippin' for Blueface.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That cat. Yeah, I heard that song. That song's dope, man. I fuck with that song, man.
How'd you get your start in producing though?
Man, I used to want to rap back when I was a kid. Right, I used to go by the name Hunter Proof. I used to have this group way back, and my boy Kev, childhood friend, he was like, man, you ever heard of Fruity Loops? I'm like, man, what the hell is that? I used to beat on the table at Florence High School back in Sacramento, and he was like, man, you need to try Fruity Loops. I'm like, what the fuck is a Fruity Loops? And this was years ago, man. You know what I mean? And
I heard of Fruity Loops.
And once I got a taste of making beats, I had met up with my bro Mad Hatter, and that's who taught me actually how to play the keyboard, and that's who gave me the name L-Finguz. Because like I said, I was going by 100 Proof. I was just making beats on a computer, on a PC computer, and I didn't know how to play nothing. He was like, man, what the hell you doing, man? I'm like, man, he was like, man, you need to learn how to do it like this, man. Play with the motif, play with the trident, play with the MPC, you know what I mean? And 6 months later, I was teaching them how to work his shit.
First time I ever heard of Fruity Loops was off Wikipedia when I was just looking at like different shit on how people like recorded softwares, because I would look at people on like the documentaries back then and shit. I'd be like, what the fuck, like what are they doing, like how the fuck are they working all this kind of shit. Back then, I mean, everybody worked off like analog equipment and shit.
And it came out back in the day, just nobody wasn't respecting. You know what I mean? And the creators of all this digital stuff was letting them know, like, man, this is gonna be the new future. You know what I mean? Once Reasons came out, then it was over. You know what I mean? Like, see, Fruity Loops came out. I remember Fruity Loops 3 came out. I think it was probably like my first time playing with it was probably like 98, 97.
Fruity Loops?
Yes, it was Fruity Loops 3.
How did it look like back then? Compared to like how it looks
It
like
looks the same.
the same shit?
They never,
Really?
they never change. It just
The same.
it just look. It's like if you use.
It's like Pro Tools kind of.
If you look at Pro Tools 7 versus Pro Tools 10.
Yeah.
Pro Tools 12. Just a little bit different. You know what I mean? Just like our old iPhone. You know, it's still the same. Reasons just updated. Now you can use VSTs and stuff. And everything. I think that's dope. I'm a Logic. Guy.
Oh, you do your shit on Logic?
I do all my beats on Logic, and then I mix and master, record everything on Pro Tools.
What kind of plugins do you use for Logic? So do you use plugins or not?
Yeah, I use like Electric X, Battery, Cyrus, Ray Blaster. I just got
the Atmosphere, huh?
Yeah, I just got Atmosphere for the first time ever. Everybody thought I always used Atmosphere. I never played with Nexus until like a few days ago. My boy, he's trying to get me on Fruity Loops. So
That was like the first plugin I used, Nexus.
I like
use like different shit.
I like the pianos on it.
Mm-hmm.
But like my favorite plugin is Alchemy.
I heard of that one, yeah.
And that's a Logic stock plugin, and it got sounds just like Atmosphere. Like, it's crazy. And it's a stock plugin too on top of it. But I do all my drums and like Battery. I have my own drum kit. I sell my own sounds and everything. It's called the L-Finguz Get Right Kit, and it's for producers that's upcoming producers that just starting. They need some drums. They need all popping drums and everything. Hi-hats, crashes.
I feel you. That's like what a lot of the producers are doing. Like Young Chop, he did his. I think like starting about 2 years ago. I saw him on Instagram and shit. He was talking about his like drum kits and shit.
Yeah.
We were thinking like this one. He makes like fucking bank.
And now I'm trying to figure out how to. Man, I'm trying to link up with somebody that can do a VST for me. I'm gonna have my own synthesizer. You know what I mean? Preset loops and stuff. Oh yeah. I can hit this motherfucker. Hell yeah, shit. Man, I was sitting there looking at that motherfucker like, man, for real.
What do you fuck with a lot of the shit that Suga Free says? Because he says like a bunch of like crazy shit on his like early music and all that. But even on like his newer music, it's like sounds fucking.
Man,
it's crazy.
Recorded Suga Free is very fun. Like, man, we would sit, man, we vibe all night.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sometimes we'd go 2 days, no sleep. We'd take a little power naps here. But man, we having a whole lot of fun, and we laughing a lot because the shit he said is just like, man, what the hell? I just gotta press the space bar. Like, man, what the fuck you just said? What the fuck, P? Look like fucking what a broke bitch. I get my money out of aluminum. Man, it's just like when he says stuff like that, I just have to just press stuff like, man, hold on real quick. It'd be dope, man. You know, he's a real great person.
Did you talk a lot about the pimping game? Like, did he give you talk a lot about the pimping game?
We
like, what?
We don't talk about it. You know what I mean? Because it's not my lane. You know, so we just strictly on music and stuff like that. You know, I don't bother them about it. You know what I mean? Nothing like that. You know, I'm pretty sure y'all seen the Vlad interviews and stuff like that. You know,
Yeah, I seen the Vlad interviews.
Yeah,
He talks.
he's a changed man. You know what I mean? So like I said, people grow. You know what I mean? People gotta better themselves. So, you know what I mean? I'm very, very, very proud of him. You know what I mean? He's very successful, man. This the legend, and it's dope to be his friend. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
For him to be my friend. Like I said, man, we like this, man. We got another album gonna come out soon too.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's already in the making. But we just letting the resurrection, we letting it breathe. But
I think first song that I heard you on, I think it was "Hole in My Heart" and the one with Filthy Rich, the Poppin' Peas.
Yeah, Poppin' Peas, man. Shout out Filthy Rich, shout out Andre Nicotino, Filthy my dog. Yeah, man, that Hole in My Heart, it was crazy because when I made the beat, and he was like, man, who do you hear on it? I said, man, Cocaine. And he hit Cocaine, and Cocaine heard the beat. He sent his vocals back. We knocked it out. I was like, man, this is the one right here.
Yeah, I really fuck with that because I also heard a lot of the shit that, like, hearing a lot of the shit that Suga Free did early on with, like, Cocaine and shit, it sounded fucking crazy, like, to start with, and I was just like, it's crazy that he used him of all people for features on that specific song. I was like, that shit's hard.
Yeah, him and Cocaine together, and they got a project coming up too.
Oh really?
Called Sugar Cane. man, I heard a lot of tracks too, and I was like, man, y'all dope, man. Y'all, it'd be dope watching them, man. It'd be dope watching the legends and stuff, man. Learning from them.
Aside from him, like, what other legends have you worked with from the West Coast though? Like, aside from like Suga Free, and I think like Snoop was also on the Resurrection too. Yeah,
Snoop was also on the Resurrection, and I also did a song called "What If" on Snoop's project, Kool-Aid, featuring Suga Free.
Oh, you were on Kool-Aid?
Yeah, Kool-Aid. I did. It's a song called "What If." Dope, man. You know what I mean? Shout out Dog. Shout out the whole Doggy Style Records. You know what I mean? And me and Dog ain't really, we ain't never met face to face yet.
Really? Oh, it was just all synth vocals and shit.
Just, I be, sending my work in and stuff like that. We got mutual homeboys, Percy, Pomona Young. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But he's connected a lot with the Pomona scene also for rap.
Yeah.
From like what I seen.
Yeah, man. Shit. That's
is it because of like where he used to live and shit? Like he also lived in like Chino area.
Shit, I don't know. I ain't never, I don't know where he lived or anything like that. I just don't hell, it's Snoop Dogg, the whole California fucking with him. You know what I mean? He connected all around this thing. That's one of our kings right there. Just like Dr. Dre.
Yeah, he's one of the
Cat, everybody.
Yeah, he's one of the fucking best. Him and Battle Cat.
Yeah, man. I love Snoop and Battle Cat's chemistry when they rock together, man. You know what I mean?
They made some of the best records, especially on I think it was Last Meal. A lot of the shit that they worked on, that shit's fucking hard.
I love Last Meal, man. That's one of the hardest Snoop albums right there. Last Meal, and of course the first one.
Did you work with a lot of them early on as well, or like in like the early 2000s, or no? It was just like
Nah. I was a kid. Shit, I'm only 34 years old.
Oh, really?
You know what I mean? So I was a kid growing up wishing. You know what I mean? Yeah. One day, it was crazy though, cause right before I met Suga Free, and me and my boy Mad Hatter, like 2 years before that, we was like, man, we gonna meet, bro, one day. That's all we was listening to. Not just Water, the New Testament. You know what I mean? And that's one of my favorite albums right there by Suga Free. And me and my boy Mad Hatter, we was driving to El Centro. We was like, man, we're gonna work with bro one day, and it happened. We spoke it up. It happened. It's the Lord. You know what I mean? So it's dope. For real.
You're currently like working mostly with the LA scene, or like you're also working with a lot of like the Bay Area scene too.
Really, Sacramento. I'm born and raised in Sacramento.
Yeah.
A lot of artists out of Sacramento, a lot of artists out of the Bay and with an artist from my city named CB. Also got my independent artist. I'm doing my own thing right now and stuff. So I got my own label called One Can Dream, OCD. One Can Dream Music Group. And I got my artist Miss Cashley. I'm working on her project. CB, she's going crazy.
Yeah, that was also the merch he gave it?
Yes.
Yes.
And her album's coming out called Graduating Money. It's dope as hell. So I'm gonna sing y'all some slaps.
This is a rapper? Or
Yeah.
A female rapper?
Yep, I got 2 female rappers right now.
Yeah. That's what's up. Talk more about the studio sessions though with Sugar Free in general. Like it was like the way they were in like fucking Big Bear and shit. Cause that's like a crazy place.
Cold. Cold, man. Cold, man. I'm talking about. It was crazy because I never really even been. You know, I'm a city boy, man. I don't be going
in the fucking snow
stuff
and
like
shit.
that. You know what I mean? It was crazy though, man, to wake up and just really be in the snow. Like what the like? I'm like, what the hell, man? I hate that fool. And then you know it's in Big Bear. I'm seeing big ass squirrels this big. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And what got me really excited about it, 'cause I like animals and shit. So, you know, I'm outside, man, a pack of raccoons, man, walk up on me like they was finna jump a nigga or something. I was like, goddamn! Shit. You know what I mean? But, it was very cold, you know what I mean? And it was just a different type of vibe, you know, versus being, and he showed me something. He was like, man, you know, we always, you know.
How's the city vibe compared to the fucking,
It's
like
a
in
lot
the
more
studio?
better. I mean, we in this big ass house and we just got the view of everything. We on top of a mountain, you know what I mean? So you know, you got the lab. You know, you could just see everything, bro. It's different. You know what I mean? We way high elevation versus being in the hood somewhere, or you know what I mean, or Paramount or something. I'll take that vibe any day. It's just, you know what I mean, waking up,
fucking
smelling
snow
fresh
vibe.
air. You know, gotta have a jacket. Not alcohol. Yeah, man, but it's just like I said, it's dope, man. I love to do it again 100 times.
Yeah, I always plan like if we had like studio sessions in the snow, like Big Bear somewhere, that shit would be fucking crazy. The vibe of it, like it's just all indoors. It's like
you know what I mean. Like I said, it's a whole different vibe, like versus just like being in a regular studio building. I mean, hell, like I said, we in a dope ass cabin. You know what I mean? Shit, that view. It's just that view. You know what I mean? It's like if you go, it's like if you go downtown LA and you got a studio in the high rise and you got that's like having a studio next to the Hollywood sign. Anybody had it. If that was allowed, you can have it. You know what I mean? You do it for sure. But yeah, that's how the vibe was. You know what I mean? We always listen to a lot of old school George Clinton. You know what I mean?
that's the
James.
fucking. That's what you guys mostly listen to. Like
me and him listen to a lot of funk music. Like we listen to, like I said, mainly Rick James, George Clinton, you know, like James Brown and stuff like that. We'll play a lot of music and play a lot of old funky music. You know what I mean? That's how I get my wave going. Cause I take the old school funk that he like and mix it with my new school funk. You know, we just shit. Every time I drop that bass line, it's over. You know what I mean? And you gotta be quick working with him, bro. You can't be no slow engineer. Like he don't like for you to give him a lot of space. You know,
you
so
take a lot of.
if he stops and he has to punch in, you gotta punch in right there. Like you can't even like you wanna give him this much, bro, because he's rapping so fast, bro. He's going, bro. Like,
Does he ever one take it? The recording process or no?
Yeah, one take it. And you know what's crazy is though, right here, sit there and write for a long time. Like this whole Resurrection album was freestyle.
Oh really?
Nothing came off the paper. Right here, sit there and write, and he look at me, You just throw the throw the piece of paper like, man, fuck this shit, man. Turn on the mic, and he'd just get the busting. You know what I mean? He'd just get the busting, man. I just be like, all right. And then like with this new album, I told him, I'm like, man, look, big bro, we gonna do it like this, man. We ain't gotta make our head hurts with these songs, man. The fans want it. So if you notice, a lot of the songs on the Resurrection, they're 2 minutes long. You know what I mean? Versus back in the day, if you listen to an older Sugar Free album, the songs are 3, 4, 5 minutes long.
I feel like that's how it is with all like the songs nowadays. It's just like everything's shorter now. Like nothing passes 3 minutes usually. It's just usually like 2 minutes
that's
long.
what I show Big Bro. I'm like, bro, we knocking out 2 verses. You know what I mean? That's it. Because you're going to keep the people repeating. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to keep the song on replay.
Because like one song that I wanted to ask you about was She Ain't Giving It Up.
I didn't produce that one.
Who produced that one?
Cole T, I believe, did.
Mm-hmm.
I think the homie Cole T did.
Yeah.
He's dope as fuck.
Yeah, that shit was hard. And you also had one of the songs was also with Be the First Lady.
Yeah, that's my homegirl, Bree. She's so raw as hell too. That's another upcoming artist that I'm working with right now. She's from Kansas City, Missouri.
Oh, she.
Yeah, she's dope as hell. It was crazy though because I made that song for her and Free come out the room like, I need that right there. So man,
He just like said, "Can I take the hook for that shit?" And like he made it his off that hook.
Yeah, we did the hook and then we did the bridge and then when he came out, he was fucking with it. You know, we was like, hell yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So you know, yeah, Bree, that's my dog right there. I'm trying to get her out here too, so we can do some more work.
She's up in Kansas City though.
Nah, she's in Vegas right now, but she's from Kansas City.
But she just like usually records out there.
Yeah, we record in Vegas and stuff. Yeah, we be rocking. She got some dope music. I had to send y'all a link to some of her stuff.
Yeah, as for like the producing process of like the early days and shit, like the early 2000s. Like you said, you started working around like that time, right?
Yeah, you know.
How was that
crazy.
shit?
It was crazy because you know, like from transforming to analog to digital was kind of different for me. You know what I mean? Like my music had got cold. Like right after the Sugar Free, you know what I mean? The Smell My Finger album. You know, the sound of the West Coast music like started slowly evolving on some different shit. You know what I mean? Then you got new dope upcoming producers that was just going at the time, like DJ Mustard and YG. You know, they came out with that new sound.
They came up with like the last sound, in my opinion,
you know what I mean?
for the like the West Coast.
Yeah, you know, and then you got people like Pilo. You know what I mean? Says the Gemini, I Am Sue. You know, they make dope ass beats. You know what I mean? Shoot on the beat. You know, you got a lot of Davo. You got a lot of young producers that was making a different type of sound. You know what I mean? So it was kind of different for me. You know, my partners, they was like, man, you gotta try this Logic and Fruity Loops again. It was just like, hell no, I'm sticking on this West Coast old school funk. Like I was stuck in that. I was stuck on that in hyphy for a long time. Like I even wasn't even messing with no trap beats at first. Like I make a whole lot of trap beats. I make everything. You know what I mean? And I started traveling. I started going out of state. I lived in Miami. I lived in Atlanta. And once I started seeing how the music started evolving, you know, I had no choice but to. It's like you're gonna keep on driving this little raggedy ass car going against these shit. They saying a Tesla can get up with a Lambo right now. You know what I mean? The roaster shit. But you know, I just had to step. It was hard, bro. Like, you know, my partners, and then they like, man, my rap partners, they was like, man, Finguz, you gotta step it up the beats. You gotta make some of this young nigga shit. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? What the young producers are doing and stuff. So you know, I start soaking game from a lot of the young producers. You know what I mean? Like I soak a lot of game from them. You know, I just had to adapt.
Did you ever make a trap shit around that time? Like around like?
I ain't started making heavy trap music till I moved to Miami. I moved to Miami and Atlanta, The down south, they show me how to really make trap music. Cause that's what they do. That's all they do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they just
I
make
just
like
take
trap
it-
shit. They say like something about like playing it at Magic City. Like usually like when shit starts popping for them, like as producers, I just like noticed that shit like in Atlanta.
Yeah,
It was like
you're
in
talking about the
Noisy or some
club
shit.
and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
You know,
Like how they marketed their music.
and
over
then
there, it's
Atlanta,
kinda different.
Atlanta culture, man. Man, everybody doing music, man. They support. You know, they support heavy, man. You know, I love Atlanta. I love Atlanta culture. I love the music out there.
Did
Everything.
it change from you like also going into Miami, or like it was kind of like the same shit?
Miami, they kind of the same, but nah. Miami, nah. I can't even say Miami and Atlanta music the same. I can't even gonna disrespect them. It really not, man. Miami music is more, I could say like up tempo turn up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they more of like, you know what I mean, a different type of speed. It's like in between Atlanta music, like Miami music they like in between Atlanta and Detroit with a little bit of Cali. You know, they have their own type of they have their own type of sound, bro. You know what I mean? And they dope as hell out there too. The culture out there real dope. I love Miami music.
The Miami culture, like everything that I've done. I also did a video on that shit, but a lot of the Miami culture, that shit was crazy. Like the way it kind of evolved, like around that time.
Yeah, you ever watch Hip Hop Evolution on Netflix?
Yeah, I've seen
That's
that.
dope, man. You know how they talked about how Luke, you know, them and the 2 Live Crew came.
I saw a documentary the other day about Trick Daddy and the way he started off with like Slip and Slide Records and shit.
Yeah.
Him knowing Uncle Luke and like him knowing Trina and all that shit kind of like started it. I noticed that kind of shit along with it.
Like I said, they culture out there, man. The rappers out there, from Trick to Luke, Trina, Ross, Ball Greasy, man, all of them, man. It's like cats like Briscoe. He just came home. He just dropped on with Ross. Gunplay. You know, even Kodak, even though Kodak's from Broward, but you know, they all right there. And so that Florida sound, man, it's dope.
Yeah,
it's real wavy.
I know it has like this kind of like tempo to that shit. It sounds like
they like Atlanta will be like 120 to 130 BPM on their trap beats, and the Miami would be like 160, 170. They just like turned up. You know what I mean?
I know. It's crazy. You have any more music with Filthy Rich coming out?
I don't even know. I may. I think so. I know I gotta send Brody some beats. Shit, you know what I mean? Filthy, man, he comes out with music just like, man, I'm talking about out of nowhere, man. Yeah, and it's back to back, man. He works. He's a machine, bro. He drops album after album after album after album. He stays in the lab. So I probably do, and I probably don't. But I know he got some L-Finguz beats over there. I know him, like I said, he'll come out of nowhere. You know what I mean? A slapper.
Yeah, he has like some of the craziest shit from the Bay Area, like from all the Bay Area shit. Because I'll be like listening to like Thizzler on the Roof and shit.
Yeah.
I saw like
Shout
a lot
out
of
Matt and Thizzler and those stuff.
yeah, like Thizzler on the Roof. And, I watch a lot of his videos. That shit is crazy. Like the way he goes about it. A lot of his rhymes like has like a Bay Area feel to it.
Yeah. Yeah, he just dropped a dope ass video too. I was watching it today and stuff. Though. I fuck with Filthy's music hella heavy. You know what I mean? I fuck with everybody music out there in Northern California and stuff. I fuck with Mozzie music too. Mozzie music dope.
Oh yeah, I fuck with Mozzie shit. Like his shit's hard.
He's dope as hell though, man.
You listen to a lot of the new shit from LA right now, like Shoreline Mafia and
yeah, man.
L3.
I really like Shortline, man. I heard a couple songs, man. I like AZ Swayze.
Oh, AZ Swayze.
Yeah, and what's his name?
AZ Chike?
AZ Chike, yeah. I
Yeah.
just did a song with him and my artist.
Oh yeah, you posted Chike the other day. I remember.
Bro, I was just really just sitting down listening to him for like a whole hour and a half the other day. Like, bro, they hard as fuck. You know what I mean? I like that new turned up sound. You know what I mean? It got that like that new turned up sound.
This shit's crazy because it's only drums on the fucking beat.
That's how Rick Rocky like. The beats, the young producers that's making the beats remind me of Rick Rock's beats.
Oh yeah, Rick
the
Rock.
hyphy era, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Rick Rock, he barely put any sounds in there, you know what I mean? When it was
He
the
did
hyphy
Ain't
era.
Hard to Find with Tupac,
Yeah.
like all that shit.
Yeah. And he also is as far as hyphy beats, like producing hyphy music, out of him, Tracks a Million, Droopy, like them three right there. When them beats came on and stuff, the 40 Waters, and the Turf Talks and all that, man, that was Mac Dre, Keep the Sneak. You know that hyphy era, even the Jacker, rest in peace. Man, that hyphy era was something else, man. And I miss them days. Yeah, like
the fucking Mac Dre
drums and
days
stuff,
with the fucking late '90s and shit.
Yeah,
Like that shit's fucking hard.
And so like like the new sound and stuff.
Denzel Washington, all that shit.
And see like like the new sound, like the beats like Blueface and everybody producing and stuff. I love that shit though, man. They making slap stuff. And they keeping good music and shit though, you know what I mean? That's what I like about Blueface, you know what I mean? He make turn up music. It's like YG, he make turn up music.
Yeah.
He make that type of music gonna last forever. You know what I mean? And you making shit that's gonna turn up, especially all the shit the bitches gonna like. That's who buying all the music. You know what I mean? So yeah, I like that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck with the new sound, hella happy. I've been tuning in, making that type of shit.
Yeah, a lot of the shit that they fucking have, a lot of the new shit that they have in LA, that shit's it's fucking taking over. Like with like R Baron and all that, like that's basically what LA is right now. With, like,
I like the
shit.
Detroit sound too.
Who's coming out from Detroit right now? It's T Grizzly, I think, is the one that I know.
I like Sada Baby. I like T Grizzly. FBDZ. I like, man, they got Detroit got so many rappers. Like Cash Doll, I think. Yeah,
Oh, I heard of
dope.
Cash Doll.
She's dope as fuck too. Dej Loaf. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I know Dej.
Detroit
Dej Loaf shit's fucking hard.
Detroit, man, I mean, Big Sean. Detroit got a handful of, like a nice 2-3 handful of dope rappers coming out of there. You know what I mean? Especially, I like Sada Baby music. You know what I mean? He dope as hell. And that's what I really be knocking from. Like, I knock his shit a lot though. His shit in my playlist and stuff though. And I like Texas music. You know what I mean?
What do you think about a lot of the music from the 2010s? Like, give me your honest opinion. Like, what do you think about a lot of the music that did come from the 2010s?
2010. Man, 2010, I was back on straight Bay Area music. Nah, you know what?
I was saying like the overall 2010s, like 2010 till now, like a
oh.
lot of that shit.
Man, to be honest, you know, the hip hop game is changed. You know, as far as lyric wise of the music, of course it's watered down. You know what I mean? Like, because it's about popularity now. Like, a lot of rappers, you know, they can say anything on the mic as long as you got a dope ass beat, catchy sounding good, it's gonna go. It's popularity, it's gonna go. You know what I mean? It's just like, you know, back when we used to grow up on Tupac and Big and you know, Busta Rhymes and Method Man and the Wu-Tang and you know, Big L and Eminem and 50 and the stuff we grew up on is, man, them niggas had to spit bars, man. You know what I mean? You wasn't coming with no weak shit. You know know what I mean? Not to saying everybody like on some weak shit, the young niggas now, cause it's hell motherfuckers with bars, but it's just like I said, it's not the hip hop is not dedicated to bars no more. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like you can have bars all you want, you just gotta make a great song. You know what I mean? That's where Drake be winning. He makes great music.
Yeah, Drake's had a lot of great shit from the past like 10 years, 9 years, all that shit. Like he's had like crazy music full on, but like I know what you mean on a certain point because some of the music is not like it's great. Like there's a lot of good music, but there's also a lot of music that doesn't focus on like the sportive lyrics and like the way that shit comes about. Like
that's what it is.
I mean, I feel like that's a certain type of music. It's not. I mean, like for.
And that's what I feel like that's what every part, like even with R&B, like look at the R&B singers that are now, and look at the R&B singers that were then. You know what I mean? It was a different type of R&B. You know what I mean? Just like it's a different type of gangster rap now.
Yeah, it's like there were different vocals. There were like different vocal styles from like that
It was a
time
different
versus
music
like
content.
like right now it's kind of like high pitched and a lot of people.
No, what it was just music was sending different messages back in the day. That's what I'm explaining about, like music was actually speaking to you back in the day versus we just bumping it. You know what I mean? Like it used to actually send a message. And, you know, like I said, bro, we had Tupac.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We didn't bump. No disrespect to Lil Uzi. I love Lil Uzi's music, but he sends a different message. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
These kids grew up on 6ix9ine. We grew up on Tupac, so you know what I mean.
6ix9ine like talked about
Yeah.
like the way he liked Tupac, like the way he fucking inspired him and shit. Like he was talking about that. I think it was on another interview, but he said like that's like one of his inspirations for his music.
Yeah. Look, man. Look what the man did. You know what I mean? What he did, man. He sent a dope message to us. You know what I mean? Gave us game. It's just like for example, E40 and Too Short. They give us game. Snoop Dogg. They give us game. Sugar Free. It's nothing but game in their music. You know what I mean? I can't learn no game from new type of music. Only a very little bit. Not as much as I can learn from the OGs, because that's what you're supposed to learn from. You know what I mean? I learn from my YGs too. I always keep my ears open. I'm fair. You know what I mean? But if it's bullshit, I'll tell you. You know what I mean? Like straight up. I'll be like, oh, man, that shit sounds garbage. You know what I mean?
I feel you.
That's what I'm on. Even with all the young rappers and stuff I work with and stuff like that, I'm just like, man, we gonna make the young high shit, but just spit some bars on that motherfucker. Every song that I got with a lot of the rappers that I produced for and stuff like that, from YGs to the young G's, they spitting bars. Period.
Yeah, that's how I see a lot of the music like right now. Like lyricism is fucking coming back. Over the last couple of years, it like kind of went down, but I feel like a lot of the rappers these days are like fucking picking up with that shit.
Dope ass young rappers coming out like Johnny or Lucas, bro. Dude's raw as fuck. This is what I'm talking about. He sends messages. Meek Mill. He sends messages. Mozzie. They send messages, you know what I mean? They talk. I love conscious music, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love, like I said, I love the turn up music, but the real shit, man, if we can get everybody on real shit, our community, like our kids, everything will be going, and you know what I mean? They be going up on some positive shit. Like a lot of the music now sends a lot of negativity. Got these kids doing dumb shit, you know what I mean? So that's what I be talking about. The difference between the hip hop now and hip hop then. These niggas was trying to see, even though they rapped about their guns and shoot them up, kill them up too, but they were sending messages to us.
A lot of that shit, I feel like a lot of people can learn from, like when it's like lyrically there, like along the way from what I've learned in hip hop, just like that kind of shit. It like helps me kind of think better with the music that comes out.
It's just like, for example, hey man, if you was a teenager, man, you got your feelings hurt by the bitch, man, you better listen to Sugar Free, man. He gonna give you some game, man. For real. Man, you know what I mean? Straight straight up, like Saint Dill Too Short, man. All the legends, man.
Hmm.
That's what I like. I like to listen to music and see what game I can pick up on.
Yeah.
What knowledge you speaking of me.
One question though, how'd the session with Is What It Is start with like Sugar Free?
What it is.
Yeah, that one.
Rain from the mountaintop. Man, we was in Phoenix, Arizona. That's it, man. We was in a haunted ass studio, man. That studio was haunted than a motherfucker, man. I'm telling you, it was ghosts in that studio, bro. Don't give a damn. Nobody say. And everybody that know me, I know that studio, bro. That motherfucker was haunted.
Look at the booth. It's already like fucking hot as hell.
It was hot as hell, bro. I remember the AC had went out. Bro, we was cooking, bro. I had fell down the stairs, Sugar Free, twisted his ankle. Man, it was just some creepy ass shit on here. There, every time somebody came down the stairs, like the stairs were so janky, like he was gonna hit your head or you gonna slip. Yeah, that whole album, Smell My Finger. You know, just like I'm still in now, I was very hungry. You know what I mean? Very hungry. I just wanted to make hits. And I still get that drive with it, you know what I mean? I still get that drive. Like I said, we wake up early in the morning. But when we sleep, we sleep. We be out. Yeah.
That's fucking crazy. All the stories that you have with like Sugar Free and shit. That's like one of my favorite like lyricists.
Me too.
He's top 10, in my opinion.
Yeah, I told him straight up. You know what I mean? You know, we homeboys. He's still my top 5 favorite rappers. Especially legendary rappers of the West Coast.
Yeah, like he can't do a lot of the shit that a lot of the artists in like the West Coast do. But like, it sounds unique and it's like own way. Like the way he talks about that shit. That shit sounds like it's its own world in a way.
Yeah, it's man. He dope, man. He dope. And, you know, I be hearing a lot of people like compare him with Blueface together, and I can see.
Oh yeah, that was the first comparison I made, him and Blueface ever.
And I could see that because of their unorthodox flow. And me and Sugar Free, we sat down and we was watching Blueface one day. I said straight up, like, man, this kid is dope. You know what I mean? He has that unorthodox sound. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like.
That's what he said?
Huh?
That's what
No, that's what I was saying. Sugar Free fuck with Blueface. Music, you know what I mean? We was bumping and shit. I had called Yak Mike one day. I was with Sugar Free at FaceTime Yak Mike. I was like, man, I know Yak Mike, I believe he redid the Get Your Money While You Bullshit beat. And we listened to that and Sugar Free was like, man, that shit's dope. We was supposed to bust on it, but we were so busy working on the Resurrection album. That would have been dope.
It was around the time of the Resurrection recording.
That would have been dope if Blueface and Sugar Free would have got on the track. That'd be hard as fuck to do a track. I mean, it's just like when Schoolboy Q and Sugar Free did a track. That shit is raw as fuck.
Did you ever think about it, like doing a track with Blueface at any time in the studio or before the Resurrection?
Like, that was an idea that we talked about, like getting a lot of the young features and stuff, like Blueface and stuff, G Perico.
Oh yeah, G Perico.
Yeah. A few of the young LA artists that he listens to a lot. You know, we talked about it, but we were just working so much. We were just knocking shit out. One thing about us is like if you're not in the lab with us at the time, we're gonna cook that. We're gonna cook the whole song. We're gonna mix it right there. Boom, throw it in the can, and we're gonna go to the next. That's how we work. We'll cook that whole thing. We'll make sure there's 2-3 verses on it. Whatever we gotta cook it in. Throw it in the box. Let's cook up the next beat. We'll do like 4. One day we did like 4-5 songs in one day. I do all my beats like on 2-track nothing. Well, I have to make the beat, track it out, put in the Pro Tools, track it out, mix it. All the spread, everything is tracked out.
Yeah, that's what's up. Anyways, man, thank you so much for the stories, man. Fucking
Thank you.
sugar free and all that. It's crazy.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, man.
All right.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. You know what it is. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah, for sure.